Please welcome retired Command Sergeant Major Tom Satterly.
Thank you very much. I can tell you we spoke at Congress almost exactly a year ago this month. There's nothing like this. This is definitely more incredible. Congress is kind of boring and slow. Thank you for all of this. I want to thank Jerseyville Community High School. I've already met your superintendent, your principal, and many other wonderful people that put this together. And this is an amazing, amazing group of people. I want to thank all the veterans in the room for your service. Thank you. Thanks very much. More importantly, I want to thank the spouses for your sacrifice. A lot of times we forget the spouses that take care of everything at home and then deal with us when we come home. So thank you as well. I had to thank my wife, Jen, not because I have to, but because I want to. She inspired me to become who I am, not what I did, but who I really am. And I watch her daily inspire people to be a better version of themselves, and she saves lives daily, and she's an amazing person. So, thank you. My first goal is to make this the best period of the day that you have, so help me out with that, okay? I'll try to make this the best period you have today. I want everybody to think of a memory. Just think of something powerful, something memorable. Now, how many people have a good memory? Raise your hand if it's a good memory. How many of you have a bad memory? Something sad or horrible. Right? Our memories drive our life. Everything that we do in life is a memory. It doesn't define us, but it's always there. Usually we remember the good things, but the decisions we make in life tend to come from the bad memories that we have. I want you to think about those friends of yours that you may be sitting next to or not even know. And think about the memories they may have. Are they good? Are they bad? Did they come from a home with parents who aren't around or abusive? That is what drives their behavior. That is what causes people to act the way they do. It's what we learn, it's what we're taught. So when we judge others, think about it. You don't really know that person, do you? Not unless you sit down and talk to them. You can get past that divide that we all have and talk to each other. We'll find out that we're all the same. We all hide the secrets. "25 years ago, I was surrounded in a house. And I had no way out, and it was falling down around us with rocket pepper grenades and machine gun fire. And if I had given up, or anyone in that house had given up that night, I wouldn't be here today. So that is the theme of this entire thing I'm going to talk to you about. Everything I'm going to bring to you will be communication and perspective. Everything in life is perspective. It's how you put it in there. It's how you decide to act in life. And it's all up to you. So remember that when you deal with others, you don't know what they've been through. You shouldn't judge them until you know what they've been through, and you should never judge anybody. Unless you've walked in their shoes, you have no clue how they're feeling or why they're feeling the way they feel. Usually in my speeches I do this and I talk about veterans who don't know what they've been through. Don't know why they act the way they act, why they feel the way they feel. But then I thought a little deeper, and in effect it really applies to everybody in life. From birth on. Everything you're introduced to, everything you're taught, everything you see is what makes you who you are. Until you get to know that and what's behind that, you don't know how to handle that person or understand what they're trying to tell you. The greatest failure is the failure to try. And I like to say that twice. It's a little abstract. The greatest failure is the failure to try. And what does that mean? Other than the obvious, there's nothing worse than not even trying. No matter how bad you fail. It tells you to never give up, never quit, never let anyone talk you out of something you want to do. Ever. We fail forward, we fail hard, I learned the most in life when I failed. And I've had a running joke at the places I've spoken to recently about I'm going to speak at a high school student. I've never had a hand go up, but raise your hand if you've never failed at anything. I'm going to look at that hand for someone who's never failed at anything. No one on this planet has gotten by without failure. And we learn from all our failures. It's a tool to do better. You either manage it or it manages you. I guarantee this, if you do nothing in life, nothing will happen. You're never too young to start, it's never too late to change. So a little bit about me growing up. And I do this not to talk about my childhood. I do this to take away the excuses that many people have. You'll find that a lot of people will look for excuses, why they didn't do something, why they failed at something, when who really cares? You tried, right? You did it, you get back up, you do it again. But I like to take away people's excuses. There are no golden spoons pulled out of anybody's mouth, and not everybody has it better than you. That's just an excuse we use as to why we don't try. I was bullied growing up. In the summers, I'd have to walk across the town a lot like this. My town was a lot like this. My high school was not, however, you have a great high school here. But I would get picked on by two kids. Me and my friends would get beat up every day. No matter what route we took to school, they seemed to find us and they'd kick me, beat me up, and I'd just stand there and take it. My parents taught me, turn the other cheek, and that meant something. And then one day I decided to fight back. And though I do not condone violence, what I'm telling you about this story is because what I learned from that was compassion and empathy. I learned how not to treat people. Bullying is intolerable, it's inexcusable, but I understand why some kids do it. We were poor growing up, very poor. I had to work for everything I wanted. I had to mow grass, clean out gutters, whatever it took, I did it. That was my choice. I wanted something, I had to get it. If I wanted an Atari, you guys know what an Atari is? Did you Google that? Or really? If I wanted it, I had to earn it, I had to work for it. So what I learned from that was how to manage money, how to work for what I wanted, and not sit back and have it handed to me. So then I decided to join the Army. And that was a 30-minute conversation with a friend who had been in the Army already. And we were on our way to a concert in Indianapolis for John Cougar. And he was telling me how great basic and AIT was. He could have been lying, I don't know, but it sounded good to me. And so, though I'd loaned some of my parents' money at Indiana University, I decided to go earn my own life again. So I joined, and figured 4 years in and out using college money, do the right thing. And I was exposed to different schools in Germany. I got to go to French Commando School, German Ranger School. We did the Swiss marches, 40 miles a day for 5 days in the Swiss Alps. And I was exposed to different kind of worlds, so I decided to re-enlist for Special Forces and Airborne School. And when I got my Green Beret, I was at language school, and a couple of guys approached me, and they're like, hey, we think you have what it takes to be in a unit. And I was like, what's that? Sounds cool, I'll do it. So they kind of explained what Delta Force was, and I signed up that day for selection. And I made that, and I did a 6-month operator training course after that, and I was sitting down talking to some therapists, which they do to make sure you're not crazy for going. And they said, you've been climbing these mountains, you've been going to these schools and doing these things. When are you going to sit on top of that mountain and enjoy what you've earned? I was like, I don't know, is there anything else to climb? Because I'll do it. And so I sat there for 2 years training to be the best operator I could be, to save a life or possibly take a life if I had to. And then 3 October 1993 happened. And that was my first experience in combat. Much like a year ago, our first speaking engagement with the Congress, very stressful moment. That day was the worst day of my life. And it wasn't what combat, you think combat's going to be. I know none of you have a clue. With Xbox, it's all glorious and fun, but even when you join, you think it's you go out and you shoot the enemy, you win, you come back, you high five, you tell stories, and you laugh about the things you did. But when you experience real combat, you don't want to go back. You choose to do so, but you don't want to. We'd done 4 or 5 missions before 3 October, nothing too bad. kind of what you expected, you know, he shoots at you, nobody gets hurt, high five, you tell stories. And then the one just before 3 October got a little bit worse. And, but we still made it out. It was a long mission. We're climbing off the roof of this house on the helicopter, everybody shooting at us, and it's the scariest day. And then 3 October happened. And the mission started off okay for about 2 minutes, and then I knew it was different. Without getting into the gory details, a lot of lives were lost in the initial assault. And what we found out later was we actually assaulted a target that was near an Al-Qaeda training cell, which we didn't even know Al-Qaeda existed back then, and they decided to come join the party. And it was near the Bakar market, which sold weapons, so they had everything they wanted in their hands to come get us. And it turned pretty quickly. We had conducted the mission, we were waiting for exfil, and I heard an RPG go off, and if you've never heard an RPG, once you do, you'll never forget it. It's an explosion, a whoosh, and another explosion, and it was overhead. And I looked up and I saw a helicopter spinning out of control off to the west, and I knew, as young as I was at the time, I knew that our mission had changed and I wasn't going home. 2 minutes prior, we were still making jokes about when we make it back in time for dinner because we hoped it was good. And, you know, we're going to sit around and play Risk or any other games we sat and play, you know, we played for hours. When that helicopter spun out of control, we had to change the mission. So we started pushing down the street. And that's when I noticed a block north and south of us, there were thousands of Somalis following us and shooting at us across every intersection. And I didn't know it at the time, but people had already started dying. Lots of my friends had already started dying. I didn't know. Combat, you're in your own bubble. You take care of you take care of left and right, and it's all you can do. You have no control over anything else. And when we turned north, I remember looking across the street at one of my friends who jumped down and was shooting down the street. I jumped down and was shooting down the street. When I looked back across the street again a second later, he was being drugged away by 2 other friends of mine. And that's when I realized that we weren't invincible. The war wasn't what I thought it was. It wasn't romantic. It wasn't cool. It wasn't something I wanted to do anymore at that moment. And I didn't get to say goodbye to Earl. I didn't get to tell him thank you. And that was his last moments. And I had to keep pushing on to the target. So we got to the target. We took it down. We secured it. You don't think about what you have to deal with in combat. I had to deal with 6 or 7 women and their father in the room. We had to put them in the safest part of the house and keep them safe, which means we're in the most exposed part of the house. That's what we do. We protect those who aren't coming after us, aren't against our way of life. Spend the entire night trying to keep thousands upon thousands of people from attacking us. At one point I was talking to a friend in the room who was sitting on a bed looking out a window, and the entire room explodes with a red rocket flying around the room, and I had no idea what it was. I was in shock. And then it hit me, it was another rocket propelled grenade, and it was such a close distance that it armed and exploded and blew the wall down and covered my friend in rubble. But it was so close that the rocket had not fully expelled, so it was flying around the room and landed on the couch. And now we're getting shot at. There's a hole in our building, and the house is on fire. And I'm thinking, well, it can't get any worse than this, can it? Truly, it couldn't. It did. It did all night long. It got worse and worse. We ran out of ammo. My friends were dying because we didn't have medical supplies. We didn't have our night vision devices, which is the last time we ever made that mistake. Going out in the middle of the day at 2 o'clock, thinking you'll be back in an hour, and it turns into the longest sustained firefight since Vietnam. So you never know how prepared you're not until you learn that lesson and fail. Spend the entire night trapped in the house, finally get 2 armored vehicles to us. There's an entire convoy trying to fight their way to us all night long, and they can't get through the streets, and they keep getting turned around and sent back. And they finally make it, and we pull the helicopter by off of the pilots who were trapped, which was the only reason we stayed there all night, was we were not going to leave without everyone. We load everybody, all the dead on top, the wounded in the back, and it's time to go home. And I'm thinking, all right, here we go. I'm going to jump in the back of this big armored vehicle and open the door. And anyone in the military knows this the phrase. How many people can you fit in a 5-ton truck, or how many people can you fit in an armored vehicle? It's always one more. The answer is always one more. Not that day. Could get anybody see Black Hawk Down. I've only watched it once. I can't watch it again. But the Mogadishu mile was truly a mile of being shot at again with less than half the force we came in with. No ammo other than picking up off the ground what we could find and just trying to survive and make it back to the Army Naval Convoy. Finally did that, make it back, load up into an unarmored Humvee, and they sent us back. We were supposed to go to Pakistani Stadium, which was a couple blocks away. Our guys got lost, ended up going back to the airfield, which is several miles away, getting shot at the entire time. And we make it inside, and I don't have a clue what's going on. I have no idea. Our radios are dead. I'm in the airfield with 2 vehicles, and my team leader's not even there. I'm a young kid at the time. And I don't know what to do. I'm in charge. And so we decided to drive around the airfield. And just across the little road from where our hangar was the hospital. And that's when I first saw it and knew what it was like. I already knew I didn't want to wear a plastic helmet anymore. I already knew that I had made a small Kevlar just so I could be fast. And that's when I found out you can't outrun bullets. So my Kevlar got bigger. But when we rounded the corner to pull up by our hangar, that's when I saw about 15 U.S. bodies laying there covered in blankets, ponchos. I couldn't look at their faces, but I could tell by the boots because we wore different boots who they were. And I kind of had an idea then of how horrible that night was. There was even a body sandbagged with an RPG sticking out of it. The guy got so close it didn't detonate. And the doctors didn't want to take care of him. The DOD had to get to him first. So what do? Clean our weapons, we get rid of more ammunition, we get ready to go back out with those who are missing. Did I want to? No. Is it a responsibility? Yes. It's what we'd all do. That's why we signed up. That's why we live in this world. That's why we choose to do what we do, is to do it right until it's finished. So all those lost lives is probably when my switch flips sometime during that night. A lot of us never know when it happens, when we develop depression or PTS, or the feeling that we don't fit in. But I can tell you, that's when my switch was flipped. I lost empathy. I lost caring for any human being. If you had a problem in life, it was your fault. I blamed you for it. And I lived that way for a long time. So the remainder of my military career, I went on to become a command sergeant major in 2 squadrons in Delta. I was lucky enough to be picked to be a command sergeant major of a 10,000 person task force in Iraq. And that's even more scary. You don't have to go out as much. You can if you want, but you're in charge of people who go out, and you're responsible for those people. I would rather be the guy running around kicking in doors and shooting at people than the guy in charge of those people. Because I sit in the job and I watch them on TV running around with all the thermals and cameras we have nowadays. Knowing the fear, knowing what's going on in their brains and their hearts, and not being able to do anything about it except support them. But what was missing? Taking care of our own. How could I possibly take care of that many people when I couldn't take care of myself? I was already messed up. I didn't care about anybody except getting their job done. Personally, I didn't care. It almost took me back to childhood when we all took care of ourselves and we impressed with friends, and that's all that really matters to us. That's what I did for a long time. And then that's when I learned to lead with love, not fear. And I spoke in front of a SEAL team in Virginia Beach this summer, and I said that lead with love, not fear. And I got all the young studs looking at me like, really? What does that mean? And I said, well, you get back what you put into life. Every one of you kids here today, get back what you put into your life. It's not handed to you. If you think it's going to be handed to you, you can sit there and wait for it. It's not coming. And if it comes, then you'll never learn a thing in life. I said, if you lead with fear, people follow you when you're there. They'll always follow you while you're there. As soon as you leave, they're going to stop and do whatever they want to do. If you lead with love, they'll do it whenever you're gone. They'll always follow what you want. They'll always do what they can for you. If you lead with fear, you get back disrespect and anger and fear. If you lead with love, you get back respect and love. And that's a lesson I learned with me the entire remainder of my life and everything I do. You can be a leader to anyone if you listen. A lot of people like to talk. But if you listen, you can be a leader and a mentor to anyone. So let's talk about issues. Let's talk about that thing we don't like to talk about, that we all have issues and we all come with baggage. And we all think we're alone in it. Right? I'm the only one that feels this way. Right? I can't tell anybody because they make fun of me. I guarantee you we all feel that. At every age in this room, we all feel that. What baggage do you have? Do you really, really think you're the only one? If you look around this room, and this is just a small slice of this town and this state and the United States and the world, if you think you're special and the fears that you have, that's ridiculous to consider. Beneath that mask, we show each other we all have the same common issues. You just have to listen and look for those. I didn't do that for a while. When I was in Iraq, we were on a mission, and a helicopter got shot down again. And I'm thinking, here we go again. I can't believe I'm in the same position. And now I'm in charge. I'm on the ground, I'm managing this, I'm managing that. I've got assets I can't use because I have people spread out everywhere. And I learned from someone to bring everybody in tight so I can use those assets. And I was missing one person. I couldn't use any assets to protect everyone because I didn't know what one person was. So I had to send out people to look for that one person. And the story that came back, I was like, hey, we found him. Okay, good. Because I've already had one guy blown up by a suicide bomber. I need to get him out. But I can't bring in a helicopter until I secure the area. And I can't secure the area until I find that guy. So when they found him, they brought him to me. He's like, hey, we got him. He was out in the field. Okay, cool. What was he doing alone in the field? And I'm kind of working at the same time, so I'm not really listening. I don't really care what he was doing. I know that I have it. I heard what he was out talking to a cow. I was like, what? It's like he was talking to a cow. I go, about what? Like it mattered, but he's like, I don't know. I said, okay, he's dehydrated, put him on the bird. So we put him on the bird with the other one, fly him out, managed to finish off the rest of the night, get home. And I go down to his room. They lived in the basement in the house, and I said, I was houses we lived in. And there were Ambien, uppers, downers, every kind of pill that the military gives you to stay awake, to go to sleep. And I had been checking on my men, the best of the best, leaders of men. Couldn't ask for better group of people. And so I thought that I didn't have to check on them. And that's when it dawned on me, you have to check on the strong. They're the ones that won't tell you they need help. They're the ones that fake it, right? So I failed him. I failed my men by not checking on them. He'd taken so much Ambien to go to sleep at night, he forgot he took Ambien. He kept taking Ambien. Now he's out talking to a cow during a combat mission. So listen to everyone. They have something to say. If you give them enough time to listen, you have to seek out and ask what's wrong. If they need help, they'll never tell you. And you never know. People who refuse to listen to others eventually find themselves surrounded by people with nothing to say. They'll stop telling you what they need if you don't listen. People used to cringe when I tell them I suffer daily pain from 8 neck and back surgeries from my time in the service and get blown up twice. And I'm like, it's the same thing. They're embarrassed to tell me they bent over to pick up a quarter, twinge their back, and it hurts. I'm like, you know what? 2 things. I've done that, and it hurts just as much. And pain is pain, no matter where you get it. Just like depression and PTS are the same, no matter how you got it or where you got it. If I break an arm in Iraq, it's the same as breaking my arm right here, right? It's the same. The stories are different, and that's the cool stuff. But the behind the scenes, the things that really matter, are all the same. So maybe you have angry or absent parents. Maybe you've lost some friends. Maybe you've changed schools a lot. Maybe financially you're down. Who knows? Maybe you saw something bad or lost a friend. There are many ways to trigger depression, PTS, and that feeling of I don't fit in, which is really what drives us. I don't fit in. I don't want to talk to that person. I'm not in that group. Right? Your school's probably got cliques, groups that you hang around, which is pretty normal. As long as those groups don't think that their group's better than the other group, right? Which ends up happening. What happens at home? What happens away from the public eye? What happens after school? The drugs, drinking, right? Pages are getting lower and lower now. Anger, lack of empathy, I don't fit in feeling. anymore, whether it's physical or verbal, whether it's at home, whether it's at school. We all try to hide our feelings. We all try to hide what we hurt, and we lash out. So when people are lashing out at you, you need to understand it's not you, it's them. All right, instead of lashing out back, why don't you understand that they may have a problem that you can help them with? Maybe you have the inability to get to sleep or stay asleep at night. Maybe you're staring at your phone too long and too late at night anyway, right? Maybe you have emotions, you don't know where they come from, you don't know how to handle it when you get up. Many of us in this room are way too young to understand how to handle our emotions. I'm barely getting a handle on how to handle mine. It takes that long. Perception that no one understands what you're going through. I hear that all the time. I have kids, trust me, I know. All right, they don't listen to me. So hopefully you guys will listen to me instead of your parents, or listen to someone. You have that perception that nobody understands what you're going through. Yet we've gone through it. We're trying to tell you, to teach you the lessons that we've learned so you don't have to repeat them. It seems like that always happens, though. We keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. You don't take advice from anyone because you think they don't understand you. And then your problems mask themselves. And then big problems become bullying. And then the final killer of family and friends is suicide. I know a lot of my friends have committed suicide. A lot more people in my same line of work have committed suicide. And it's not the end. There's stories about people who've jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. And every single survivor, and there are not that many, says the same story. The second their hand left the rail, they immediately regretted it. Every single person said they immediately regretted it. I had a friend in Somalia who was with me in Iraq for many, many years. He finally retired. He had 3 lovely daughters who used to babysit my son. My son's 19 now. And he retired, moved to Ohio, living a great life, and we heard he was having some issues. So several of us loaded up, drove the car up there to check on him, because that's what we do. We check on our own. We check on our friends who need help. His wife said, he's okay, I got him, wouldn't let us see him. Wouldn't let us visit him. So we kind of, okay, she's got it. She knows what's going on. So we drove all the way back home. Several months later, he hung himself. And then we found out he was okay. It was a ploy to get more drugs. And then his wife overdosed 2 weeks later. And then he killed himself a month after that. And then I started looking. And I saw newspaper reports of 2 of his 3 daughters, arrested for drugs, small little crimes, going down that path. And I started putting the story together. The one daughter who made it out okay, married a service kid, a special forces guy who ended up getting killed a couple years ago in Iraq. So whenever you think your life's tough, whenever you think you've got it hard, things are tough and insurmountable, they're not. That's your decision to think that, and it's wrong. Nothing is insurmountable. There's nothing you can't get past. And that's why the greatest failure is the greatest try. More recently, Central Washington University spoke at this spring. Horrible incident there with weapons. ROTC program, seniors trying to get out and start their lives, playing with weapons. Guys who've been trained how to do it, knowing what not to do. One friend accidentally shoots one, and while the third friend jumps on him to try to save him, the other one walks outside and commits suicide immediately. So you have one person who committed suicide 5 minutes after his mistake, and another person who commits suicide years and years after training and knowing what's going on in life. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you know. What matters is the emotions that you have to control, the people that can help you with that. You need to realize that you can get help. There's always help. 5 years ago, I myself was sitting in a parking garage, thinking about killing myself. I'm very, very close to dying. And just a split second before I started to do it, my phone vibrated, and it scared me, and it stopped me, and I grabbed it, looked at it, and it was a film crew person that had been following us around at training that day. I was late for a meeting. I immediately snapped back in the military mode. I can't be late. Put my weapon away and went rushing down to the meeting. I didn't tell that person or anyone else what I had done for months later. And then that person that texted me started talking to me more and more, and I kind of confided in her what I had done. And so we started dating. And then I was living in Savannah at the time, and I was flying back and forth to St. Louis to visit her. And we were sitting in a street-side cafe, and she said, "Tell me about Somalia." And I realized I hadn't talked about Somalia in 20 years, and I started bawling. Big man like myself, bawling. I hadn't cried in probably 20 years. I started bawling. I couldn't get the story out, but she kept poking me and prodding me. I finally finished the story and got it out, and the more I did it, the more I realized I was dumping the poison out of my body by talking about what bothered me, by not hiding it, by not thinking I was weak, by not thinking I was a fool for feeling the way I felt, by hiding my emotions. And I ended up marrying her. And she continues to save my life on a daily basis. She gets me off the couch, calls me on my crap when I try to lie to her about what I'm doing or how I feel. And she pulls it out of me. She's my battle buddy now. And she gets me to continue my service. We never feel better about ourselves when we help other people. When we help other people out, we help them over those hurdles, that's when we get better. When I lost all my empathy and I didn't care about anybody, and I see a bum under the street or I'm living under a bridge, I'm thinking, you should have paid attention in high school. You created your own misery. I didn't care until I needed a hand. When I needed a hand and someone grabbed my hand and pulled me out, that's when I realized everybody needs a hand at some time in their life. Who are we to judge them at that split second and tell them that they don't deserve it? Who are we? At any age, who are we to do that? So it's hard to get excited about depression or PTSD that I don't really fit in. It's hard to get excited about wine because we have to talk about it. We have to talk about what scares us. We have to admit we're not as strong or as cool as others think we are. We have to admit that we all have issues. And then we have to talk about it. And it's scary to do that. But you need to realize it's self-discipline. It's self-discipline that begins with the mastery of your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words, become your actions. So consider what's going on in your head and what you're thinking. Because next you'll start saying it, and then next you'll do it. And no one knows what's going on in your head unless you talk to them about it. Nobody can read your mind. So don't be afraid to share stories with your friend. Hey, you got a minute? Something's going on at home, or at home, hey, something's going on at school. Talk to somebody. There's always someone you can talk to, and that person will help you. You don't have to manage anything yourself. We need to know the choices we make in life that affect our decisions in our lives. I used to blame everyone else for my misery and how I felt. I used to blame everybody else. Point fingers. Told you, I can't fix you. I can only fix me. When I realized that I'm responsible for everything in my life, and I did the work of fixing me, that's when I got better. So we can throw blame around, and it goes really well, right? It's always someone else's fault. It becomes our habit. Well, it's your, well, you didn't, you know, right? I still did it sometimes. Good morning, right? You have to blame yourself for the decisions you make. And there are no limits to who it can affect. Depression, PTSD, that I don't fit in, I'm not good enough. There's no limits to who that affects. We all think that so-and-so's stronger than us. We all think that this person or that person's better than us or has a different reason. There are no limits, I can tell you that. I've seen so much that I can tell you there's no limits. So lessons I've learned in my life, we're all the same or similar. We are all the same or similar, trust me. Maybe you'll get it one day. The sooner you get it, the better you feel. We have the same fears and the same issues in life. We just hide them from each other. Don't be afraid to ask questions or talk to each other. There's no embarrassment in that. I know there's a lot of pressure in schools to act a certain way or to fit into a certain group, but guess what? None of that matters. You have feelings of inadequacy, right? Don't we all? Who has feelings of inadequacy? I'll get my hand up first. I've never felt good enough. I've never ever in my life felt good enough or like I fit in. And I found out that everybody I worked with in the unit, the best unit in the world, felt the same way. We all felt the same way. So trust me, we're all the same inside. Have confidence in yourself. If you're doing what's legally, morally, and ethically right, and you're doing the best of your ability, whatever that level is, why would you care what anybody else thinks about you anyway? Only your opinion of you matters. Trust me. I know it's hard when you're young and early in life to believe that your opinion is the only opinion that matters. But if you're doing what I said, legally, morally, and ethically right, and you're doing the best that you can, and trust me, you know when you are or not, whether you want to admit it or not, why would you care what anyone else thinks of you? Why would you follow their rules? Why would you follow their opinions of what you should be acting like? Be yourself. But I'll be boring if we were all the same. Excuses mean that you're tied up in other people's point of view of yourself. Right? We just talked about that. And when you blame yourself for all the issues in life, you'll find happiness. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? All right, that reflection tells you all about your life. Because as you look in that mirror, unless you're just looking at your hair and your face, you're looking at your whole life. You've created it, you've built it, everything you've done, nobody can do it for you but you. So if you don't like what you see, get to work, ask for help. In closing, I want to thank you again. It's been quite the honor to come back to a place just like I grew up in a much better high school. A group of people like this that starting out in life, I'm usually talking to people who have trouble and been through life a lot already. Trying to retrain them. You guys are so lucky to be starting out. And to be getting information around your friends and understand that, hey, I can shape my own life no matter what other people say or think. I'm responsible and I can do it. I want to remind you to never give up. Never, ever give up. You don't have to bow to peer pressure unless it's quality peer pressure. There's negative and positive peer pressures, all right? You don't have to fold any one of them. Define your own life. Confidence is not, I hope they like me. Confidence is not, I hope I fit in. Confidence is, I'm okay if they don't like me. Because I like me, right? If you like yourself, what do you care about other people? That's confidence. Self-reflection is far more important than opinions and criticisms of others. When you wake up every day, think about, do I like myself? Am I doing the right thing? We all know what's right or wrong. Trust me, from a very young age, we know what's right and wrong. We can blame other people again, like I said, but we choose the decisions that we make. So stop throwing blame around. Stop using excuses, but just do the right thing. Trust me, you'll get caught. You'll get caught. You can only point so many fingers at others before they all start pointing back at you. Hold on to that one. Perspective and attitude is everything in life. Perspective. How do I look at a problem? I have to pack up and move across the country. Oh, I have to pack up my old house. I have to sell it. Do I find a new job? I've got friends. It's going to be horrible. Or, yay, I get an adventure. I get to meet new people. I get a new job. I'm excited about it. I can change my life for the better. It's all perspective and attitude. How do you feel about it? How do you portray yourself to others? Confidence is visible. People see it. They can smell it and they're drawn to it. So always have confidence in yourself. You never, ever look good making someone else look bad. Hold on to that one. You probably deal with that every day in school. But you never look good making someone else look bad. Never let yourself become a victim. Define yourself. Define yourself and become who you want to be. Nobody will stop you but you. And please know that one word or one sentence, or just sit down and talk to this person and find out what's going on can save a life or change your life. Just like one text saved my life. You are that powerful as an individual. You just have to believe it. Thank you.